This is a Nekko Media podcast.
What's your pleasure, sir?
Welcome to the show, Cinephiles and Cenobites. Welcome. Phew. 2017 is off to a good start. Welcome to episode 11, The Moon, the Sun, and the Shotgun. That sounds so sinister. Anyway, y'all know me, Annika P, mother of Grendel, bringer of chains, fucker of faces, and one-time eggnogaholic. The season is over. So in place of that, temporarily, Count Vagula.
Count Vagula? What's the matter with you?
What's wrong with that?
Why not Count Catula? That's less gross.
That sounds like an STD.
Or even Count Annika?
You're boring me already, and we didn't even get into any segments. Introduce yourselves before I fall asleep.
I'm Mox at villainous_kind. Shout out to all the homies at the Slashtag pod and family, Slashtag movie pod squad. What's up?
Hi, I'm Onofre. Thanks for stopping by today's show. By the way, P, did your voice change?
Yeah, sounds different. Like Evelyn and Tomb of the Dragon Emperor different.
I caught a cold after a weekend of wine drinking. Must have shared a glass with someone sick.
Yeah, lay off that cork soaking.
Cork soaker. How many bottles did you go through?
More than your mom. What's on today's show?
Well, rude girl, we're slash tagging the newest film in the Underworld franchise, Underworld Bloodwars. For kicking and streaming, we have The Returned and Fuller House. I'll be doing Uncaged for Secular Insanity.
On the Shortest Straw, I'll be talking on The Cub. For Schrody's Ladder, we'll be talking on some new trailers for movies coming out this year. And for our Ceno 6, we'll share our top 6 cinematic vampires.
Underworld, huh? Like a love story gone underworld?
No.
Yeah? Well, what the hell do you know? The /tag configuration.
Today, we'll be talking about Underworld.
Blood Wars.
Yes, the fifth movie in the Underworld franchise, fourth sequel to the original one that released in 2003. It's a direct sequel of Underworld Awakening, which came out 5 years ago, 2012.
Yeah.
Director Anna Forster, writers Corey Goodman, Kyle Ward. Based on characters by Len Wiseman, Kevin Grevioux, and Danny McBride. Kevin Grevioux is that one Lycan, the big black dude in the first one.
No ways.
Yeah, he was the writer. Yeah, the one with the dude.
You got the good voice.
That one.
Oh, nah. Is he a regular screenwriter or he just happened to write for Underworld?
I think it was just Underworld that he wrote for.
To me, he is the best Lycan yet.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He looks like a Lycan. Like he'd be a werewolf guy.
He was in Rise of the Lycans though. Like he was a human, so he was turned by Lucian.
And he in effect became his number 2 right over the 1,000 years since.
Yeah, it seems like he was number 2. Yeah.
Does he die? Do they show him dying?
I don't think he dies. Blood Wars stars once again Kate Beckinsale. Theo James comes back. Tobias Menzies. Laura Pulver.
He's got his Menzies.
Charles Dance comes back. And
I love Charles Dance.
Yeah, and we got a couple other newcomers. And Alien 3.
Was it?
Yeah. There's Ripley's lover. He was the doctor.
Wow.
And then, and Golden Child.
Yeah.
My dear sweet brother Lumsy.
Lumsy. The original Bone Dragon.
Oh, right.
And the newcomers?
Newcomers, we have Bradley James. He plays number 2 to...
He's Brad James, bitch!
Laura Pulver's character. We have Clementine Nicholson. Elf. Oh, you kept
Oh,
calling it
the
elf.
disappearing
main-
elf.
Yeah, the disappearing. Oh, James Faulkner, who's one of the elders.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't
Is he
think
the
they're.
main elder?
He's the main one. Yeah.
Oh, okay. He was in Downton Abbey.
Oh, okay. Well, in this new sequel, Underworld Blood Wars. By the way, I should mention I think Blood Wars was a fan um, chosen title. Fan.
Oh man, as
They
a
picked the
studio, when
base.
you just don't give a fuck about your product, that's when you leave it to the fans.
Give them the title. Oh, it makes sense. It's a lot of it's bloody. It's a bloody war. This one.
Lots of blood, not too much war though.
Okay. Battle.
Yeah, yeah.
Got battles. Yeah. Okay. Because it's an eternal war.
Right.
A war that's been going on since.
I guess what, 15 or 1,000 years?
Yeah, 1,000 years. Yeah, you can call this 1,000 years war, maybe. But brief summary: Celine is back, and she's actually not trying to end anything. So
In fact, she doesn't want any part of it. She just kind of gets sucked in
yeah,
to
like
this convoluted plot.
her daughter has gone into hiding. She doesn't even know where she is.
Eva.
Yeah, and so I think she's just trying to live. I think, in a sense, trying to protect her too. But we have Lycans that are after
Mm-hmm.
Celine, because
And Eve.
yes, yeah, both of them. Whoever they can get first. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it turns out
You want that blood, son.
the
So it's like I thought of it as it's a war over their blood.
oh, okay, yeah, in a sense, sure. Like the Lycans have regrouped and are stronger than ever. And they actually like in Awakening, they're messing with Lycan blood. Like
Yeah, they got that big ass werewolf.
yeah, they're
And
stronger.
you're right. I think that is the husband in Returned, and the
Oh yeah.
the werewolf from Lost Girl.
Like they're trying to just evolve in a sense. Genetic, like they're messing with DNA and like taking out the bad Lycans and just becoming like these souped up ones.
Who apparently still can't fucking touch Celine.
Right? Yeah. So still, yeah, they
She's
can.
like the chosen one and shit.
Yeah. Oh, she just happens to have Alex Corvinus's blood in her. She's a daywalker. She has
I guess super strength.
super strength, but she took a lot of hits in this one. Like, there was a lot of
versus
hits.
that thing.
Yeah. So so the whole movie is them trying to find out where Eve is and trying to get a
Sort
hold
of.
of Celine. Yeah. I mean, they just want the blood.
They want that, but there's so much going on. Like the Lycans are trying to attack them. They got some vampires within their own, what they call them, not sect, but coven.
Yeah.
Plotting against them. They got
A lot of
elves.
politics going, like ego trips, like power hungry people. There's a lot of twists in this one. Like I feel like in vampires, man, they'll turn your back on you if they have a opportunity to take over. Like whereas Lycans, it's just one alpha, and they're very loyal. And these vampires is power hungry. These guys.
Well, they're also an aristocracy too.
Right. Every time you walk into a vampire coven, there's a group of them just
They're
lying
so
down.
posh and gauche, even.
yes. See, that's why there's no more death dealers.
Well, because they was all doing shit while the nobility just kind of hanging around and
Like-
wait for the council or whatever.
Like a death dealer, like even in Awakenings, like they're like a almost like myth status or legend status. Like there are no more death dealers.
Death dealers, yeah.
Like Celine's the only one who can train them. And these new raw recruits they had in Blood Wars, it's like the Divergent crew. I mean, Theo James brought, like, they got the same hairstyles.
Yeah, I was tempted to think of him as number 4 or whatever his bullshit name is.
He's 4, yes.
The elves even got the Divergent tattoos on them.
Well,
fucking
when he
sickening.
says elves, there's this one coven.
Blonde
that's-
vampires.
blonde
That
vamp-
equals elves.
Yeah, and then for some reason there's a lot of swords in this one. There's swords and,
And
shields.
crossbows.
Yeah.
So-
Right.
From this studio, if you like vampires and Lycans and Game of Thrones and that stuff from Middle Earth,
and
watch Blood Wars. We have it all.
it's like, yeah, it's Game of Thrones with vampires and the Matrix without the computers.
Yeah, and they make the
with
Lycans
vampires.
look more like orcs now.
Oh yeah, kind of. Yeah, you still think they're Lycans, yeah, but yeah, okay, I see that. I see that now. Oh man.
Fucking Middle Earth, Bloody Earth.
But
This movie's an atrocity.
there's so much going on in this movie. Um, a lot more surprises in the storyline. And it starts exactly the way Awakening starts. It's like a very kind of previously on.
Yeah,
They kind of
yeah.
actually started like Resident Evil. I'm Alice.
Yeah, yeah.
And,
And I've been
Raccoon
doing this,
City.
and then
Yeah, and then
this
all my
Umbrella
friends.
Corporation did all this, and here's where I am now. But don't worry, I won't let them get the last laugh. America, Earth.
But this isn't in Sweden. These are it's a foreign countries.
Well, you know
it was
how,
never America.
You know, Americans, we're like, no matter where we at, we still America number one, even if it doesn't exist, which I guess it seems not to in the underworld world. Still, America number one. What's America? The best place ever!
I think, yeah, so this, I think, takes place probably, I'd say, years.
After...
Not like decades, though,
Awakening.
but like maybe like 4 or 5 years. I mean, how long does it take for Lycans to regroup and become...
Totally kill off humankind?
Yeah, there's barely any human contact in this one.
Actually, I didn't see any human in all of this.
Well, I think just the ones that were on the subway watching at security guards, and I think that Olsen. I don't know if that's Olsen.
Oh, I must have fell asleep at that part.
Well, they're already dead, but they didn't say anything.
Oh.
Yeah.
That fake Olsen. She's not... Is she an Olsen?
No,
Oh.
I don't think so. No. She's her name is Daisy Head. Yeah, so no human contact in this one. It's just strictly Lycans and vampires, and it's at war. So, and a few more surprises in the storyline. So they bring up past
Trivial and trite surprises.
yeah. So it's going really fast paced. So I mean, there's a lot going on within vampire bloodlines. It goes back to like bloodlines.
The old ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amelia. Victor.
Oh yeah, they mentioned those Marcus, William. She's got the blood of
Yeah, I actually forgot
Corvinus.
that Michael killed William, so that's pretty badass.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh yes, he did. Yeah, he tore that. I was thinking of Marcus.
He ripped his thing from the mandible.
Yeah. Oh, and it gets pretty bloody in this one. Yeah, there's a lot more swords in this one. There's lots of sword fighting in this
Yes,
one.
for no reason.
I feel like since it's the future, right? It's kind of like the Badlands.
At a fortress on high.
Yeah, it's there's castles.
It's
There's
a
more
fortress
castles.
of solitude, dude. From the outside, then you walk in and it's fucking like what that Roman emperor guy was, Caligula.
Oh.
Caligula of elves. It's fucking terrible.
So there's elves fighting in this one, and it's
fake Vincent D'Onofrio. Like I was kind of falling asleep, and then they introduced the main elf, and he comes out of the
head of the
bathing
couple.
pool, and he's got the divergent tattoos and a bald head, and I'm like, oh shit, is that Vincent D'Onofrio? But it's not. It's not.
No, it's not. No.
That would have made this movie good.
But there's a lot more. It's like souped up vampire versus souped up Lycans. Everyone's just taking hits. It almost gets tiresome of how many
Bullet rounds
Yes.
go off for no reason.
It's just going off.
It gets totally tiresome.
I feel like they're like stormtroopers is doing nothing. Your shooting is doing well. Actually,
It's hitting the targets,
Yeah.
but for nothing. Not as bad as Stormtrooper aim, but may as well because it's not affecting
yeah. Well, I guess
the main.
one reason
guys.
why it's like that is because the vampires there are no death dealers, so they have no training really. So I guess you can think of it as just for nothing really. No, they're properly trained. But this Underworld, Bloodwars, definitely a go watch CC.
No watch from this end. Definite no watch.
Like if you're a fan of the franchise, there's a lot of surprises in this one. It blew my mind.
All
Blew my mind.
underwhelming. And some of them drop as a matter of fact. Like, and then others, they try and build up so much with dramatic editing, which is so over the top and just ham-fisted.
There was a lot of
shit.
slow motion stuff.
Slow-mo as fuck every single time. And then cut to the face turning and looking. Cut to the other face turning and looking. Cut to the other face turning and looking.
Selena's done so much since the first movie, and like she's like wiped out.
Yeah, she's phoning it in like fucking not Skyfall, James Bond, but the one after Spectre. She doesn't even want to be on set.
She, but there's a cliffhanger, so you can expect another follow up.
Is there? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Not a really good cliffhanger like fucking Empire.
Well,
but...
it ended the same way Awakening did.
Mhm.
Just a brief summary of the movie. It's like, what do we do now?
Yeah. And then they'll rectify it through bullshit means on the next one, and you'd be like, he didn't get out of the cockadoodie car.
Because yeah, like this one at this point, there's gonna be another regrouping and then one maybe final battle.
To me, this was a rehashing of Awakening, you know, and they threw in some underwhelming revelations.
Kind of like Matrix.
Yeah, basically
Revelations.
all the plot twists is everything you've already seen in the last 10, 15 years of big time movies.
Yeah.
Or Korean drama. You're my brother? No. But our mother was a princess.
But Kate Beckinsale still looking good.
Fuck yeah.
Awesome job on this one. It's Celine. What is Celine's last name? I don't know.
Atkins.
Atkins. Okay. All right. Well, Underworld's Blood Wars. Go watch CC.
So you didn't like it, bitch?
It had its problems. I mean, you know, my whole elf take on that, and elven vampires. I was bitterly disappointed. We'll put it that way.
Okay, well, you're the problem.
Well, you're a thing with a B that's itchy.
Well, now calm down.
Shut it! Let's move on. What y'all recommending?
Whatever happened to predictability? The milkman, the paperboy.
Cut it out!
How rude.
No, I mean like for real, shut the hell up.
No, that's just a phrase from the show.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want a hug?
Yeah, that's also on there. You sure you haven't seen the series, even by accident?
Have mercy. Let's just get on with it.
Yeah, this is just weird now.
Kicking and streaming.
So I have The Returned. It's directed by Manuel Carvalho, written by Halem Karachi, starring Emily Hampshire, Chris Holden Reed, Sean Doyle, and Claudia Bassos. So 20 years prior, a virus erupts that turns people into zombies. 10 years later, a protein is discovered and used to make a serum that holds the infection at bay, allowing the affected, or returned as they call them, to remain human and live out normal lives. Now, the protein needed to create the magic potion is running out, and there is no way to make more, meaning that infected people who are otherwise living normal lives will succumb to the zombie in the mirror and start fucking shit up. Which brings us to our protagonist, brilliant doctor, Kate. She works on the serum and has to scramble to keep her returned bum-ass musician / guitar teacher husband from jekyling out. The film opens with a credit sequence over a montage of the outbreak when Kate was a little girl. Her father goes apeshit and attacks the mom, and she ends up having to kill both of them. And from there, we meet adult Kate, treating a little boy that is returned, and then speaking with the parents about the ramifications of the treatment and the daily requirement. The parents express concern over the rumors that the magic serum is running out. Kate stone cold lies straight to their face. The mother of the boy snaps at her about not understanding what the fuck it's like to love someone who's infected. The irony is, Kate does. Later, she goes to see a lab tech who sells her some off-the-book serum, looking like it's something they've transacted for a while. Later, she and her husband Alex have dinner with their closest friends, married couple Jake and Amber, and inform them that Alex is a returned. Alex explains the story of how that came to be. 6 years prior, he was walking along and happened to spot a badass guitar that he's always wanted in the window of a shop. So he pops in to take a look at it and finds the shop's proprietor convulsing under a counter. So he goes to assist and gets bitten. He wakes up in a military treatment triage where he meets Kate. Blah, 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 back to scene. Next day at a conference, Kate does a bunch of exposition explaining how the containment of the virus works, trying to get private funding to further the research for a permanent cure. There are people who feel the returned aren't worth the danger and expense of treatment and should be interned away from normal people and children. Shit hits the fan one night when masked robbers break into Kate's hospital and steal whatever reserve of serum they have in stock and then kill the convalescing returned, children and all. The political scene surrounding the world's largest growing concern thickens and boils, fracturing civilization. So now Kate's hookup dries up, as the crackdown on the serum intensifies. She warns Kate that the murderous thieves also stole information on everyone that received treatment, and that they know where she lives and all of the returned people, and they'll most likely be coming for you all. Things get worse and worse and worse. A few twists and revelations, bam. Not bad. Not to be confused with the TV show The Returned, which is pretty interesting in its own right. This is a 2013 Canadian zombie flick, which is more societal commentary and drama than it is horror. The zombies and gore are secondary, at times even tertiary. It really just sets the stage for one woman's plight to literally keep hope alive. I like this movie because of its fresh take on a played-out subgenre. I don't really like zombie films, but this one is pretty cool. There's cool practical makeup effects, but they're scarce and nothing you haven't seen before. But the film, it takes itself a little too seriously at times, hammering ham-fisted flashbacks during pivotal emotional moments. It's like, we get it. Let the players play, refs. Stop calling attention to every single impactful drive. Move the chains. The end was kind of funny though, like The Miss. But then it's also one of those movies with an ending that just won't stop. So there's like a second ending, and that ending is open-ended. A rather weak finish for an otherwise creative and daring idea. It's bold to fashion a story as a horror and then deliver a character-driven drama. It kind of cuts its own legs off on that point too, though, with all the hammering away, resulting in breaking through to melodrama, which is always yuck as fuck, if that wasn't the filmmaker's intent. I think Tool said it best. There's something kind of sad about the way things have come to be. Desensitized to everything, what became of subtlety? What indeed? Anyway, despite its warts, it's worth a watch, especially if you like zombies and high concepts that put a spin on the familiar, while still adhering to pretty much all the requisite tropes. Check out The Returned. It's on Amazon Prime. Yo, watch CC.
Ooh. The Returned. I think that the main guy in that one is also in Underworld, right?
Is he?
He was the big ass lichen.
Fuck, maybe. I know he plays a werewolf in Lost Girl.
Oh, okay.
Another Canadian. It's about a succubus and fae. Anyway.
All right.
What you got? Oh, yeah. I know what you got. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Speak on it.
Good rec. All right. Well, for my kicking in streaming rec, I have Fuller House. Which is currently streaming on Netflix. Season 1 debuted on February 26, 2016, with 13 episodes. And Season 2 was just released in December, same year. And the show has been renewed for a third season.
Cool.
So I absolutely love this series, Fuller House. If you don't know already, it's a spin-off of the original Full House. And this new series takes place 29 years after.
Did you love Full House too, growing up?
Yes. But I never knew when new episodes were on. So it's always reruns I caught.
I think it was a TGF thing. It was a, TGI Friday or thing.
One of
This
those?
is Friday, yeah. And then it moved to like Tuesday or Thursdays, but I remember it being a Friday night show.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I never knew. So I always caught reruns. But so I can't say I've seen every episode.
Oh yeah.
But
I gave up in middle school. That's something I watched when I was baby time.
Well, so the name Fuller in the title is in reference to DJ's married name. She too has 3 children, 3 boys. The eldest, Jackson, who's about in his teens, like early teens. Max is the middle child. And of course you have Tommy, the youngest one, who's maybe like 1. See the parallel? Anyway, this series begins in the same house in San Francisco. Danny, Jesse, Becky, and Joey are still living there, but are actually going to be moving out. So DJ and family were staying there temporarily as she was recently widowed. Her husband was a fireman. So now Danny, Jesse, and Becky are going to be moving to Los Angeles. Danny and Becky are still working together, both hosting a new show, Wake Up USA. And Jesse is actually composing music for General Hospital, the show. And Joey has a steady gig in Las Vegas. So Stephanie grew up to be a professional DJ, like traveling around the world. She stops by for Danny's farewell party, and who shows up? Kimmy Gibbler.
Gibbler.
Yeah, she drops by, as always, with her daughter this time, the adorable Ramona. And of course, Kimmy's married to Fernando Hernandez Guerrero.
funniest guy on the show.
Oh yes. Yeah, he becomes a regular in season 2, so he's a regular cast member. Yeah. Well, he moves in. So
it's some bullshit like he's a race car driver who can't afford his own apartment, so he has to stay with them. Like,
no, he wasn't paying rent, so they kicked him out.
But like his whole thing was he needed to crash with them, right? I mean, he's like, dude, you're a fucking race car driver.
Yeah.
Right? You drive
right. Yeah. But I think he wanted to stay with the family. But anyway, so it looks like DJ is stressing out about the move, and so the whole family overhears her speaking to little Tommy over the baby walkie-talkie about how she's gonna make it work, but it's gonna be tough. So the whole family decides to step in and help, with Danny taking the house off the market and giving it to DJ. Now Stephanie and Kimmy are the ones who are gonna step in and help out. So guess who's moving in? Yeah, them two, including Ramona. So it's a full house, technically. Fuller house.
I feel like we need to speak on how fucking hot Stephanie is.
We'll get to that in a bit.
Sure.
So now that is the setup. So season 1 is full of early 90s nostalgia. I guess it's half and half with that. People don't like it, but people love it, right?
Oh.
But so because you got past characters, showing up. Steve, DJ's past boyfriend, makes several appearances. I should mention that DJ is a successful veterinarian and Steve's a podiatrist, so they're successful in their careers. New characters include, of course, Kimmy's husband and daughter, DJ's co-worker, Dr. Matt Harmon, who's another veterinarian, and a love interest. So we get to know each character throughout the season, and honestly, I fall in love with everyone. It's a nice, diverse cast, but now it's the Fuller show. So Danny, Jesse, Joey, and Becky, they make appearances every now and then. And season 1 just served as, I think, just a stepping stone, really. Reintroduction to these characters we all know and love. Now, season 2 is sort of where it focuses on the newer cast. And we get a lot more of the Fullers. We still get cameos from the original cast and a lot more guests and celebrities too. I won't mention any, but I will say my favorite though is when New Kids on the Block came on. And it's pretty amazing. And what I love about these episodes are that they don't always end on cliffhangers like a lot of new shows tend to do. So it's pretty much what you see is what you get. A lesson to be learned, all presented within a 22-minute time frame. Pretty dope lessons to be learned and heard. Example, you're allowed to be mad, but you're not allowed to be disrespectful. Another one, just because someone says no to you doesn't give you the right to be a bully.
No.
Right. And one of my favorites, you have to make sure whoever you're kissing is worthy of you because you are precious. Aww. Best show ever. Season 2 is great. This one had a lot more themed episodes, like a Halloween one and Thanksgiving.
The Halloween was a dope one.
Yeah.
Just like season 1, I like the one where they go to AT&T Park.
Right, yes, that was a good one. So I'm hoping in season 3, maybe we get a reference to Aladdin.
With Steve, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe an appearance from Michelle. That hasn't happened yet, but it's been a great series so far. Lots of nostalgia to go around, but the show still holds on its own originality. Granted, it's a spin-off, but it's doing great, in my opinion. Here's looking to season 3. Cut it out. Yo, watch CC. But yeah, how's Stephanie?
Fuck yeah, she's super hot. And
Jodie Swinton?
Yeah.
Cut it out. I had no idea I was doing that shit.
Now you're pushing it.
I'm fucking with you. Now what you got, Mox?
I have the film Uncaged.
Is this one about a wrestling match?
No, it's focused on a werewolf.
So what do you think is stronger, a werewolf or a vampire?
I think neither species is more superior than the other. Only the strong survive, so I think either has a shot at winning.
Age-old question. Depends, I guess, on the type. I think an Underworld Lycan is stronger than most vampires, but the True Blood vamps are pretty badass, especially when compared to the bullshit wolves.
Shout out to my Lycans.
You know, Kimmy, Stephanie, and DJ have the she-wolf pack bit that they do in Fuller House.
You're fucking kidding me.
Oh!
Secular insanity.
Okay, for this secular, I have Uncaged, directed by Daniel Robbins, written by Mark Rappaport and Daniel Robbins, starring Ben Getz, Kyle Kirkpatrick, Zach Weiner, and Paulina Singer. Over the winter break, 3 college freshmen stay at an uncle's house in the sticks. While there, they discover a terrifying family secret. 18-year-old Jack starts experiencing strange things happening to him beginning on his 18th birthday. His body feels weird and he blacks out overnight, waking up in strange places, naked. His family history is pretty fucked up. His aunt, on her 18th birthday, went on a romantic dinner with her boyfriend in the city. That night, they made mad sex in a room at the Waldorf Astoria. In the morning, the maids found the boyfriend torn to shreds and his aunt's naked body hanging, suicide style. Then Jack's mother, years later after he was born, when he was about maybe 5 or so, tore his father to shreds with what looked to be a razor. Then she disappeared. The worst story by far, his Uncle Mike, the uncle whose house they are currently staying at, went on a backpacking trip through Europe, and on a train from Amsterdam to Brussels, ripped apart 12 passengers and was found standing, naked and dazed, covered in blood. That's about where the coolness of this film ends. They open the film with graphic novel-style animation and use it again during the flashback stories they tell about his aunt, mother, and uncle. Super cool, which set me up to think I was in for a dope werewolf film. Wrong! While not utter shit, this film sets you up to knock you down. The characters are plastic and the acting wooden, not to mention the leaps of suspended disbelief the story forces you to make in order to buy trite motivations and overwrought by-the-numbers tropes. If you think that the look of the original Wolfman is crap, which I do, you will hate this fucking piece of shit wolf, which lacks the overall artistry the George Wagner masterpiece had going for it. The creature effects never find a satisfying balance between CGI and a guy in a rubber mask, which is made exponentially worse by the low-budget Hayden Christensen acting of the lead played by Ben Getz, who couldn't even share the screen with the likes of the Vampire Diaries cast. But Ben Getz is not the worst actor in this crapster piece. The best friend / cousin, Brandon, played by Zach Weiner, is so watered-down McLovin, his wannabe geek-chic, overly sexual virgin spew misses any kind of entertaining mark. You basically just want this fuck to die, just so you can stop looking at his fake McLovin face and gay boy voice. He is a shame to horror movie sidekicks throughout the history of cinema. The villain, played by Kyle Kirkpatrick, is predictable and loathsome, harkening back to every Stifler-esque asshole that sort of hung out with dorks for some reason. Though with his character, I feel it's the shitty script that didn't give him much to work with, for the most part. If there is one character that has more than one layer, it's his. He begins a short romance with a chick he met online that it seems was supposed to just be a booty call, but develops into a little more than he planned, and in fact affects a turning point in his character. Anyway, all of this crappy, predictable shit wouldn't matter if it accomplished the one thing that horror movies need to accomplish: fear. There's no empathy for the characters, nothing that rings true enough in the story or situations that allow you to put yourself into it and feel scared. A horror movie can fail at everything else that most cinema demands, but if it scares, creeps, or freaks you out, it succeeds at its base purpose. Beyond the first 10 minutes or so, this movie does nothing. I'm being a bit critical. As I stated, it's not a worthless piece of shit like Underworld Bloodwars, but it is a waste of time. It's not terrible enough to be funny, and it's not good enough to be worthwhile. Also, they throw in a black drug dealer who feels like a character from a different movie. He's just like in the wrong movie. He does complicate the plot, but it further strains the credibility of this turd. So, if you like movies that go nowhere slowly, have shitty creature effects, stale plot lines, wooden acting, and evoke no emotions, check out Uncaged. No watch CC.
Not bad. Do you have a creature in your film, owner?
Technically, no, but it is called The Cub.
What's it about then?
You'll see. It was written and directed by Mary Elizabeth Winstead's husband.
That's a bit sexist.
What is?
That you refer to the director as someone's husband.
Yeah, he's married to Mary Elizabeth Winstead, star of Live Free or Die Hard, Final Destination 3, and the amazing 2011's The Thing, John and Rachel. If you will just wait, you'll hear his name.
Then why not just say his name instead of saying husband? He's done other work that we're all familiar with, right?
Yeah, what's his name, dude?
Riley Stearns.
Who?
Never heard of him.
He's married to Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Oh, that's right.
Oh yeah, I know her. I loved her in The Thing, 2011.
That's like her best work. I really love the coat she was wearing in that one.
The one with the fur-lined hoodie?
Yes! I could snuggle on that thing and go skiing at the same time.
Her hair is dope in Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, the
Which
pink...
I totally forgot until I saw it again.
Right. The pink color did look pretty on her.
Yeah. Well, she was also in fucking she's this one where she played like a drunk, and then the dude from fucking The Path, and was that one where they cook meth?
Oh, Breaking Bad.
Yeah. He was like her husband and stuff, and
Oh.
you know they woke up with the piss in the bed. She's like a teacher. She woke up.
The shortest straw.
Pissy from the night of...
For this shortest straw, I have 2013's The Cub, written and directed by Riley Stearns. Before The Cub, Stearns had done 2 other shorts, and his most recent, a full-length feature film, 2014's Faults. So The Cub is no more than 5 minutes and stars Davy Johnson, Savannah Latham, Alexis McGraw, and Mandy Olson. So the film opens up on a 5-year-old daughter with wolves growling in the background. The characters have no names other than their family titles, mother, father, and daughter. So the 3 members of the family, mom, dad, and daughter, are standing in the middle of what looks like a forest. So now the parents have brought their daughter to the wolves so that they may raise her for the next 10 years. Yeah, animals raising this girl. So now the father describes her academic background to the wolves. She reads at an 8-year-old level, favors math and science, and hopes to be a veterinarian and a stunt woman when she grows up. Mind you, they don't mention things like her favorite color, her favorite food, or what she likes to do for fun. Does she prefer Pepsi or Coke? I don't know. I guess that's all irrelevant when you're going to live with wolves. Makes sense. So the father also expects the wolves to raise her as their own, where she'll learn the wolf way, maybe become stronger, and learn behavioral traits that of a wolf. The parents think she'll be more successful in life with this 10-year stay with the wolves. So the parents part after the father tells the daughter to meet back at the same spot after 3,652 days. So 10 years goes by, the parents come back to take back their daughter. In exchange for taking care of the daughter, the father gives the wolves a slab of meat. But when they leave, the daughter comes back moments later with a suitcase. Turns out she used her animal wolf skills to kill her parents and take enough meat back to the wolves to last through the winter. During the 10 years with the wolves, this is what they planned all along. Long live the wolves. And that's the end of the short. So Stearns wanted to make a film you normally don't see, and he delivered. I didn't really expect this, but I mean, what are you supposed to expect when you have parents leaving their kid to live with animals? The film might say or represent different messages. I think the film says, as parents, people want the best for their children. And by best, parents will send them off to the best schools, or parents will raise them accordingly to a set of guidelines or rules written by other people in hopes these children will grow into, an ideal image or person, parenting handbooks. And maybe parents rely too heavily into these programs or schools, and the child turns into something else. I guess the wolf child tearing her parents into pieces and then food is one way of saying this. Awesome. It's a nice short film, rather enjoyable and funny in an unusually oddball kind of way, as is Stearns' other work. But it's original, unique, and entertaining. Keep pumping out those shorts. You'll watch CC.
Who wrote that film again?
Forget it.
So what's on this Schrody's?
We'll be talking about trailers for upcoming movies this year. We're looking forward to these ones.
Yep, I'm really looking forward to The Great Wall. It's been a while since I've seen a dragon movie.
It's been a long time. Shouldn't have left you without
beat.
the boat. Boat beat.
Boat beat.
Dope beat to step to. Bone dragon? Is that a dragon?
Oh God.
Boom, 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 boom,
boom. Hey, but Life with Reynolds and Gyllenhaal looks fantastic.
Yup, looking forward to another horror set in space. Well, here's hoping at least.
True. They give you like sort of a hint.
Yeah.
But then
I don't know. It could be Sunshine all over again.
I know what the fuck. Still, Danny Boyle, Sunshine. What the fuck? Still yet?
Yeah.
I tried to watch that movie 3 times and I still don't get it.
Yeah.
Or get why it's awesome. That's what I don't get.
Interesting. Maybe Jeremy can take me to one of these.
Yeah, Jeremy can. The Space Between Us. You guys should go watch that.
No, don't.
Why not?
It's a super dopey teeny romance, but I like the title as it refers to the film, The Space Between, because there's literally like outer space between them because he's from Mars and she's an Earth mammalian. I don't know. It's almost February. I get weird around February.
And the other 11 months?
All right, Schrody's ladder.
right. For this Schrody segment, we're going to be watching 6 trailers, movies upcoming this year. We're going to watch them and comment on them.
Yeah, we're super stoked for these. They're not great picks, but they are picks that we have come into contact with and are, surprisingly or not, stoked to see. So the first, tell it, Ona.
Chips 2017.
California Highway Patrol, starring Dax Shepard and my man Michael Pena. I love that dude.
It's actually written and directed by Dax too.
He's actually not bad. He wrote and directed another one that had Bradley Cooper in it and his wife, the Frozen girl, who I love.
Kristen Bell.
Yeah, she's sexy in everything. Everything.
But this is a remake of the original Chips television
With
show.
Eric Estrada and that white dude.
Chris Pine's dad.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Wasn't that Brian Brown or Ryan Brown or some shit?
His first name is Robert Pine.
Really?
Yeah, Robert Pine.
Oh man, Chris Pine is the product of Hollywood.
Yeah.
I guess. But yeah, I'm stoked to see it. Because it's hilarious, I feel. It's not something that Michael Pena hasn't done before, but I feel he excels at pretty much anything, and he sells comedy great. Even though the first time I came into contact with him was a drama role. He had that little girl in that fucking
Crash?
Yeah, with everything going on Crash, yeah.
Oh. Well, I'm not familiar with the original TV show.
You and me both. That was before us.
So you think this is
Generation X.
kind of a comedy version, funny version of Chips?
Yeah, I think so. You know, it's capitalizing on the trend of comedy remakes and maybe pushing the R comedy.
Oh, okay. But yeah. I mean, the trailer looks funny.
It does look funny. Yeah. big time.
Not too over the top.
Okay, so up next we got what?
So this next trailer is it's a foreign film. I think it's French. It's titled Raw. Yeah, directed by Julia Ducournau. Ducournau.
I feel like you should play
Ducournau.
the ODB song over this. Oh baby, I like it raw.
But it's about a young veterinarian who's going to vet school, and it looks like they kind of do like a what are those initiation?
Yeah.
Kind of deal, and I don't know if they eat like organs, like
What
animal
a weird initiation.
Yeah, in French, and then I think someone gets sick, and then like a taste for blood comes up. So I think it's kind of like a zombie-ish kind of film, or just or cannibalism.
Well, it's not really cannibalism if you just eat other animals. Unless, do they progress to eating humans?
I think so.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So we'll take a look at this trailer.
And here we go.
All right, the trailer was pretty
Fucking bananas.
It's kind of disturbing. I didn't realize she
We just
develops
watched
like
the
a
Red
rash.
Band. Yeah.
Yeah, and it looks like it just gets really just trippy.
It devolves.
Yeah. Well, the person who, after eating a bad organ, or whatever it was.
The only way they can save that is if they introduce that she's actually some kind of nightmare creature. I don't believe this happens to humans. It looks too foreign, independent, fucking, I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of not jump scares, but just like almost
Just
like violent.
a slow burn, creepy movie, like of things you wouldn't be scared of.
And yeah, it's
You know, little girls or skinny white dudes with fucking boxers on trying to eat me. Son, I got meat to eat, but come on, bring it. I'll fucking fuck your day up, raw.
Yeah. So the movie's Raw. Yeah. French foreign film.
Raw.
Should be out soon. March 10th, actually.
Yeah.
So.
Day after my birthday, everybody sent me gifts.
So what we got next?
We have, oh God, I'm ashamed to say this, following that actual bit of cinema, the Baywatch movie.
Ugh. Like why? Like
I know it's The Rock. God. Okay, we'll watch it. So thoughts?
Baywatch. Actually, it looks interesting. Like I'm glad it's not gonna be some kind of uh, comedy revival of the Baywatch. Like they're not making fun of it. It's more serious tone.
I guess, yeah. I mean, there seems to be some inside jokes, but now that I've seen
Yeah.
the trailer for like the 80 millionth time, I'm missing the jokes and more so seeing the cheese, and it might suck. But The Rock. Come on, Rock. Zac Efron is dope. All of his fucking R-rated comedies are dope. Have you seen The Awkward Moment? That Awkward Moment.
No, I haven't.
You should check it out. Got Imogen Poots.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's the main love interest. Yeah, I know.
I think
how
I-
big you
yeah, I
crush it
will.
on her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not quite green room status, but dope though. So what we got next?
Up next, I have the Great Wall.
Oh, whitewash!
It's not a whitewash. It's he's
Whitewash!
Matt Damon's playing a white guy. He's not playing an Asian guy.
Oh, he's playing a white guy who doesn't need to be in that movie.
Well, it's
According to Asians.
I mean, maybe I don't know what his role exactly is in it, but
Well, the Great White Hunter.
the
of
White
course.
Hunter.
I want to see that too. And I don't give a fuck about the Asians crying.
It looks like a really good
It looks like it'd be good, you know?
But I
I mean,
mean,
it's dragons and shit. Guarantees the bitch ass Chinese dragons, which ain't
it's a
shit.
fictional tale. I can only assume it's a fictional tale.
Yeah, based on the Great Wall of China. I mean, it makes more sense why that was built, to keep out dragons and what to keep out invading hordes. Took you guys 1,000 years.
Maybe the
During the building of this fucking bullshit wall, nobody decided like, hey, let's attack wall. It's not even created yet. But I mean, I guess dragons could have done the same, but whatever. Stop crying, Asian crybabies. Let's watch the trailer.
The Great Wall. The Great Wall. Great trailer.
Big time.
No, that looks so good. Pretty.
It does. I mean,
epic proportions. Like it's a
Some
very,
part of it I laugh at, but it looks good though.
Yeah, and Willem Dafoe is timeless.
Yeah, but he feels out of place in this.
Yeah, I don't know who his character is, but like I think he's maybe on Matt's team, like
Well,
the traitors.
yeah.
The
British was getting ready to rule China anyway.
Not
so.
traitors, but traders.
Like Joe.
The merchants. That's what they're doing. Like,
Le Marchand.
what do you buy? Or
Yeah. Yeah, it looks dope though. You know, I don't know what the outcry is with this, but I'll watch it.
If you want to see a bad dragon movie, watch Dragon Wars.
Or don't.
Oh yeah, just don't. Yeah, but this movie, there's a lot of stars in it. I mean, I think Matt Damon is in there maybe as to help market or to show appeal to this movie.
And otherwise,
That's all it is.
You know, international film that would have gone into oblivion on Netflix.
Yeah, I mean, not to say he's one guy who's saying he wants to fight in the movie. That's it. And this could just be all trailer. This could be to the extent of what
Like
Matt Damon
Steven
sees.
Seagal and yeah,
in executive
decision.
decision. It could be just that.
Motherfucker died 15 minutes and shit.
Maybe not
And
even
fine,
15
Asians, you got your movie. Just Asians versus dragons, and it's the shitty Asian dragons. About luck and shit. Dragon Balls, granting wishes. I'm about that European dragon shit, but this looked good though.
Like Rain and Fire kind of dragon.
That's real dragons.
That's a real dragon.
Not fucking dragons looking like snakes in the air. Fucking
Oh, right,
everlasting
yeah.
story or never ending story.
Falcor?
Yeah.
He's a dog.
Well, he's a dog dragon, and he looks exactly like Chinese dragon.
He could. Next trailer. Final
That's
trailer.
mine.
What you got?
Well, for mine, yeah. I am sad to say, this trailer made me feel the sci-fi teen odyssey, The Space Between Us. So what'd you think?
Well, I was kind of confused because then it's like, okay, so it's in the future.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
does the girl know that he's like, there's
No.
people on Mars?
No. Apparently, it's some hidden settlement accident that the space program did, and he grew up on Mars, and apparently there's a Wi-Fi connect to talk to regular girls and wherever the fuck she's from.
Oh, okay.
But this trailer is so beautiful. Trailer.
No, it's not. It's not.
What?
This is such a weird story.
What? It's great.
I don't believe he's ignorant of everything that's on Earth. Like, I think while you're on Mars, you should be reading up on
What's going on?
What's
in
going
Earth.
on
Yeah,
Earth,
like,
like,
there's horses.
current
and, yeah.
events. Like, you're not just there. Like,
Well,
I don't
we
know.
don't know. Maybe he's sectioned off, dude. You know, like.
Like, yeah, in his place, like on Mars. Like, what's he doing there? Like, yeah, he was born on Mars, but like, okay, I guess his mom went there.
Yeah, and she died. Yeah, she's probably one of the first expeditioners, but.
And his dad is on Earth. He left with it. And like,
Maybe his dad never went to Mars.
oh,
Maybe the mom came and then she was pregnant, and then he grew up there.
So, but his whole point to go to Earth was to meet this girl, not his dad.
Britt, whatever her name is.
Okay, whatever.
Wow, not even feeling the love, dude.
Like-
It was so thick.
Like,
Oh,
I
it
feel
got
like
me.
you know, it's like it's another 100. You know, it's like,
Oh yeah. Well, I don't think 100
But,
had
I
as
mean-
strong a love story as this. This whole
But-
premise is love
it's for the
story.
girl. Like, he's like, oh, well, we didn't see in the trailer. Like, oh, this gravity's different here. I feel so much.
Well, because everybody knows gravity's different on Mars than Earth.
I want to see that. Well, when I see them,
Maybe it's in the movie. We don't know.
Yeah, but this love story is like, you know, like, how much did that trip cost? Like the government,
Right,
for the
like
girl.
$3 billion.
How much did it cost NASA? He's got a weak heart. We're not gonna
Sponsor that, yeah.
just so you can see a girl. Come on, no.
Well, okay, you missed the gayest part. He tells her, "What's your favorite part of Earth?" And she goes, "You.
Oh.
It was you. Fuck you, though."
You could have just read that in a book.
Well, it's based on a book, and the book was named something else, but the movie title is better. The Space Between Us.
It's clever title. That's
Clever
all.
title.
Just give it that.
Clever movie for a teeny movie. Come on, but it made me feel, son.
It's just awkward.
Totally, but still dope. Okay, so what we got next?
Up next, I got a real sci-fi movie. A real one.
You can't play Covenant.
No, Life.
Okay, we'll check that out.
All right. That looks exciting. Memorial Day weekend.
That's what, in the fall?
I believe in May.
Oh, that's soon?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, around the time of Apocalypse last year. Yeah. That does look good. But I'm hoping it's not too cerebral. I want to see an actual creature feature, not just cabin fucking fever in the space station.
Well, like, yeah. It looks like they found a live organism from space, right? But if you look in the background, it looks like Earth is like there's stuff going on, like it's somewhere in the future, like volcanic.
Which is
activity.
weird because the shit that they're broadcasting over the trailer is like from the original space mission shit in the 60s.
Right. But that's just to say, like, how far we've come as, like,
Since we first ventured
in space, yeah,
into the great beyond.
progression of humankind in yes, space travel, I guess, or with
Do we know anything about the director or writer or anything? I feel like Alfonso Cuarón already got his Oscar for space movies.
Daniel Espinosa,
Oh, he's dope.
Easy Money, Safe House.
Safe House. That was a dope one. Oh, no wonder Ryan Reynolds, both of them.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Actually, my coach at jiu-jitsu, his name is Daniel Espinosa too. That's why I remember that name.
Oh, but it's got a grade A, like A actors in there. This
Pretty
one.
much.
You got Jake Gyllenhaal,
Mm-hmm. Deadpool.
Hiroyuki Sanada.
Yeah, that guy's from the original Ringu
Okay.
and The Last Samurai.
And Rebecca Ferguson.
Was-
She recently a Girl on a Train, Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. She was in Hercules, The Rock.
Oh, never mind. No, I don't know. Just her name sounds familiar, but yeah, I don't know who she is.
Okay. But yeah, that's life.
It does look good, yeah.
I'm excited for all these trailers. Maybe least of all, Chips. But, no, actually, I take that back. The space between us.
Yeah.
That's my least. Should I go watch it? Well, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, that's what's coming up this year. Looking forward to.
Yeah, for now. I mean, there's a lot of other movies that are coming out that just don't have trailers readily available. And we didn't talk on Covenant and a lot of the other big releases because they're just so huge and you can hear it on any other show.
But we will be watching them this way. We'll be dedicating more time towards those ones.
Definitely.
But yeah, check these out if you got the time.
Yeah. That did look good. What's the matter with you, Ono?
Which film?
The space between us.
Told you. Okay, I'm sort of sorry, not sorry for this one, depending on who I'm around.
Maybe you should go watch that trailer one more time.
You can't appreciate a good story. Anyway, what you got to offer the Sentinel 6?
I feel like February's got you weird too, P. In that mood. Anyway, favorite cinematic vampires? That was the worst Sesame Street vampire count guy ever.
1, 2.
Right. Space between us.
You think when turned into a vampire, you're by default charming and beautiful?
I mean, if you start there, that's where I'd be. But I think the only benefit to being a vampire is you become ageless.
True Blood rules are, I feel, the more accurate rules when it comes to vampire lure. Charm takes work, and beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Twilight Zone, yeah, that one. And long fingernails are disgusting.
Also, the older they get, the stronger they get. I like that too.
That is a good rule.
Right? I feel that's a thing, right? It should be.
But you burn easier.
Is that?
Yeah.
Oh, I totally forgot that. That's a nice give and take.
Eric's maker in True Blood.
Godric.
Yeah, Godric. Like, he's going to stay in the sun. He's like, it'll be quick because I'm older. That's what he said.
Oh, so you catch fire. Right, because less humanity.
Alright, let's have it. The Sentinel 6.
The box. We came. Now you must come with us. Taste our pleasures.
For this episode, we have cinematic vampires we think are badass.
And there are a lot of them out there. Some vampires I could care less about, and some I probably submit to in an instant.
Gerard Butler.
And to clarify badass, we're talking merciless beings. Only see humans as food and servants.
And just all around, no fucks given, rip you up, eat you up, spit, or shit you out. Bang.
Alright, so before we get started, if you hear this, our picks are different.
And if you hear this, our picks are the same. Cinematic vampires we think are badass. Go!
Alright, opening this list at number 6, I have Deacon Frost. From Blade, played by Stephen Dorff. In the film, Deacon Frost is an ambitious character who wants to rise up through the ranks of the vampire community, and eventually becomes a vampire god and wants to rid, the world of humans. But play it smart, Deacon. Look what happened in Daybreakers. So he's kind of the vampire who'll kill you without a second thought. If it'll benefit him in the long run, but unfortunately his ego got the best of him and resulted ultimately in his demise. Well, he was a vampire god status, if only for a moment.
Like 3 seconds,
Yeah.
but watch out for this guy. He has a gate in his closet.
Oh, and he was in Gate too, right? But Blade is just too good. Yeah.
Yeah. He goes on that blood. What is it? Blood frenzy? Bloodthirsty blood frenzy?
Yeah, he does. And he put a lotion on to go see Blade in the day.
Oh yeah. It puts the lotion on his skin and it shuts its face or some shit like that. I have for my number 6 The Night Flyer.
Oh.
Stephen King's The Night Flyer. It is one of those movies with his name on it that actually didn't suck. It's fucking terrifying, but it's also a little weird. He got the Dracula fucking cape and shit, but he got like one big tooth like a walrus. He's like a walrus vampire. But, I mean, he pisses blood after he kills this whole wings station. And then Miguel Ferreira is like the reporter who's like chasing down. And he's like, hey, let it go, Miguel Ferreira. but I can't. This story's too good.
Wait, Miguel's a journalist.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He works at a tabloid and shit, and they
Oh.
found out about the Night Flyer. He's this guy, Dwayne. No, this is the vampire's name, Dwayne. Before The Rock came. But I mean, it would take a guy whose name is The Rock to make the name Dwayne something of merit. Like, hey, where you faggot friend? Who Dwayne?
It's the people's vampire. Jesus.
You can give him the people's fang.
Oh.
But yeah, it's a very good film. It's scary, circa 1990s, and it used to be on HBO all the fucking time.
One tooth vampire. I can't take that.
Well, one
seriously.
big tooth.
One big tooth.
Yeah, like a walrus, like I said.
Oh.
And the retarded kind from like Dory.
Oh.
Nah, I mean not the retarded kind.
All right, at number 5, I have Amelie, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Movie now, not the TV show, played by Paul Rubens. As humorous as the movie was, I think if you replaced all of that with just a slab of seriousness or, with an overall darker tone, and given the opportunity, Amelie would kick some serious ass.
They should put Amelie on the series because I feel it hit both ends of the spectrum. Like kind of cheeky, kind of cheesy, but also Buffy could get scary.
Yeah. Well, he was pretty merciless in this one. Kill him a lot. That was a pretty funny line. But man, I'd honestly hate to be around this dude during dinner time. And he's still going on with just half an arm. And much love for his death scene.
He's like, into the credits.
Yeah. Rubens brought it home with this character.
I saw that movie like 3 times. I had the hugest crush on Christy Swanson.
Oh yeah, she's still a babe.
Is she? I know she's in Hallmark movies now.
She's a babe. Yeah.
Starring opposite Dean Cain.
Like I remember that
Lewis and Clark.
Buffy did the runs on HBO, so it was like on like every other night. And so it was the bomb. That's what.
Hey, but Ono, how funky is your chicken?
How funky is your chicken?
And how loose is your goose? Our goose is totally loose.
So come on, all you hog
Hog
fans.
fans,
So
and
come
shake-
on, all you hog fans, and
and
shake
shake
your
your
caboose. And shake your caboose. Woo!
What was that, 1991 in the house? 92 in the house?
I think it was 92. Yeah.
What are we on, 5?
Yeah.
I'll have to roll with Jared Nomek from Blade 2.
Would you consider him a vampire though? Because he was like all messed up.
Yeah, he is, because he was born a vampire.
He was born a vampire then? Okay.
Right, he's the son. He's Nissa's brother.
Oh, right. He is, yeah. Even though he's like as white as can be in real
Yeah, super
life.
pale. Yeah. He was also the bad guy in Hellboy 2, another elf movie.
Oh, and he's so badass in that one. I
Right,
really
with
like
that stick that grows and shit.
Yeah.
Actually, they made elves terrifying in that whole picture book thing.
Right.
It's like, indestructible my ass, right?
And he
The enemy of my enemy is my friend or my enemy.
right, and yeah, he's pretty badass in that one. Like just almost indestructible. I felt like.
Yeah, they got that chest plate that guards the heart, right?
All right.
But I feel like, when you see later the aesthetic of, what his name?
Blade. Or
The
Nomad.
director.
Guillermo,
yeah.
del Toro.
Like, it just looks like an earlier draft of The Strain.
Oh, okay. Sure.
But yeah,
Interesting.
Jared Nomek, number 5, represent.
All right, number
Queens,
4.
baby.
I have David from The Lost Boys, played by Kiefer Sutherland.
Nice.
Yeah. David and
When
company.
he chomps you, like, he eats you at the top of the forehead.
Oh.
And then he splits you.
Yeah.
He splits you.
I mean, that's dinner time. I mean, like, those guys were, eternal lost kids, outsiders, never grow up to, so to speak. It's a scary scenario if you think about it.
And Bill S. Preston, right, is one of the Lost Boys.
Yeah, Esquire. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Marco, I think that's his name. He was Marco, yeah.
And together, we are Wild Stallions.
Yeah, vampire kids. Not like Twilight, though. Different. But
No, the Lost Boys as a child is fucking terrifying.
yeah. I mean, David, when he fed, he was...
It was
know.
animal.
Like-
it was primordial. It was savage. It was...
I think that's reflective, though, of their, their age, right? Their teens, maybe, like just out of control.
And you think they get stuck there psychologically? Because they could have been teens for like decades, bro.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
they're having midlife crisis at their 40s, even though they look 17.
Yeah. That it's reflective. Yeah, the inner turmoil in himself. It's it. I think that phase will go on forever for him, unfortunately. Or maybe that's the result of not having, a mother, single parent.
Boys
home.
need a mother.
Yeah.
You silly
okay.
fool. When you invite a vampire into your house,
Never
you lose
vampire.
all power or whatever.
And that was Michael's fault. But
Was that Michael invited him? I thought it was
he's
Corname.
he said, I'm not gonna come in, and you're the man of the house. I'm not gonna come in until you invite me in. And he's like,
Whatever.
you're invited. Yeah. He's like, okay.
It's just rice, Michael. Blade.
He got a halvesy at number 4. He's a halvesy.
A vampire. I'll have you know.
Halvesy.
A vampire. I feel like what you're saying is racist.
He's not a true blood. Or a real blood.
But he is super dramatic, knows how to take poses, and he just cuts motherfuckers' heads off and shit.
Yeah.
Especially if you're evil.
Can you blush? Like, what was that? What did that mean? Like,
Well, one, he's a black dude, so
okay.
I mean they can't really blush anyways. Racist.
So they're being racist. Can you blush? Like, it's like
That's like racist on two fronts, on the black front and on the half-Z front.
he ain't a real vampire, Blade. Oh, okay.
They're trying to deny him his lineage, son.
All right, number 3. I have Dracula. Bram Stoker's one. Played by Gary Oldman.
Yes.
Francis Ford Coppola's version.
Yes. Dracula or some shit like that, like trying to fuck up. Like as a kid, I'm like, is it what was it? Dracula.
I really liked this Dracula. Oldman was a slick dude, charming, and a fighter in his former life.
Yeah, but how come he looked like fucking Glenn Close and shit at some points, coming with the bun hair and being all creepy, all pale makeup.
His hair was he kept it good, But after fighting victoriously in a war and wanting to go home to his love, only to find out she took her own life because she thought he lost his.
Now, he was a member of the Ottoman Empire, right? He was fighting for his Turkish king. Who were they fighting against? The Christians? Or the Romans?
It couldn't be Christians because then that's what he was fighting for, God, right? Like the church.
So he's fighting Muslims then?
Maybe.
So he was against the Ottoman Empire?
I want to say so because then, he pretty much took that sword, stabbed the cross, and
then drank the blood from the cross. That was a dope scene. I didn't understand it, and I kind of still don't, but
I feel like that was just if a historian wrote that back then, and no, that totally didn't happen. Blood didn't spew out the cross.
Yes, obviously, Ono, blood did not spew from an inanimate object, but I mean symbolically, I guess.
I took that literally at one point. Whoa.
Oh yeah, as a kid and shit.
Yeah, but all for Winona Ryder.
I forgot she was in that.
Yeah. Gary Oldman drank all that blood, and in this version of Dracula, physically, more demonic looking than any of my picks on this list. Because he actually turns into a bat. But David, lost wise. He just, his toes become pointy. And they can fly, I guess.
And he sleeps upside down like a weirdo.
Right. But Gary Oldman, that Dracula, Bram Stoker, is a real demon. But yeah, number 3.
Ish. My number 3. Marcus Underworld Evolution.
Marcus, yeah, he's pretty badass. That's a demon. That is he was the first vampire, right?
He was. Yep. And I like how he pins Craven up against the wall. He's like, my master, sire, whatever the fuck, your excellency, I'll tell you everything and all this kind of stuff. And then he just drinks his blood. He's like, you don't have to. And then he just rips him apart.
Yeah.
And he got wings with claws that act as little mandibles,
I figured there's just pointy and spikes and stuff.
Yes.
No.
but they are able to position and maneuver.
Oh, okay.
And he attacks you in a truck, and
Yeah.
he's badass.
All right. Yeah. Well, I just found it out that he had to take orders from Victor, which like Marcus is the one that gave you this gift / curse. Like, why does he? Help me catch my brother. Don't hurt him. But,
Did he? Because I always felt like I remember that he outranked Victor. No,
supposedly he did, but he had to listen to him. Like, I don't know why.
I feel like when it was his turn, he rules for 1,000 years while you sleep or beat a bitch. Like, I don't know how vampire aristocracy works, but
Well, I think Victor did provide the army.
that's what I'm thinking. Victor legitimized and strategized and made it like a thing, versus Marcus in the old days was just blood, murder, and sex. I mean, that's what I do. If I was newly coming into power, like, you all are not safe, nor are the sheep. You're all getting torn up and probably raped. And now that there's cameras, they're going to take selfies of me doing bad things with sheeps.
All right. Yeah, good one, Marcus. Number 2, I have Lestat. Interview with the Vampire.
Well, I think we're going to hear a bell on this.
I won't count Queen of the Damned.
Don't. Stuart Townsend sucks.
Played by the awesomely awesome Tom Cruise. Lestat was just all about the party and the hunt. He only
was
viewed
that
humans
not a
as
monumental achievement of Tom Cruise?
Yeah, God, he was just like,
I didn't see any of the right moves or any of fucking Maverick in that. He was totally gay scary and a Victorian terror.
He didn't give a damn who it was. You are food. But of course,
Louis, I made us a daughter.
When it came time to choose a life partner, a companion, he unfortunately chose poorly.
As so many great men do.
And Louis,
the tortured soul,
who knew?
clinging.
Yeah, Louis would be emo as all hell. But what he hoped for in Louis, he found in Christian Slater. I like to think.
Yeah.
But we'll never know.
But let me give you the choice that was never given to me.
Right.
And that's how the movie ends, right?
Oh yeah.
They're listening to some shit on the Golden Gate Bridge, and he's like, "Let me give you the choice."
Yeah, he told that to Louis,
and Christian Slater.
Yeah. All right. I'm curious who his maker is. Like,
no, it's fucking.
Oh, they tell
Desperado. You? No. It's Vincent. It's Vincent who knew Desperado.
Who's Vincent?
They explain it in The Queen of the Damned. Yeah, I know.
Okay, never mind.
I think his name is Vincent, but it's not. It's played by the dude Vincent Perez who played the Crow in The Crow 2. Anyway, my number 2?
Yeah, sure.
Lestat.
Hey, bing, 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 bing.
It rings. For whom the bell tolls.
For whom the bell tolls. So he was originally from Paris, right?
Lestat.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And then he moved to
New Orleans.
New Orleans. The Creoles.
Shit, how the fuck John Guys was pronouncing him in the 13 Sins? New Orleans.
Bon Ton.
Bon Ton, Louisiana.
Lafayette.
Well, Lafayette is one of the best characters. I feel like we should devote a whole segment to Lafayette.
He is the man. Here are my honorable mentions. I gotta give it to Louis. Interview with the Vampire.
I know. No, but he's not on my list.
He gets angry. He was vicious, but he's a patient dude.
He's an emo fuck.
So it takes a lot to cross him. I feel like he's like.
I feel like he's always crying. Don't make me do this. I cannot.
Right.
Little girl ass bitch. You can and you will and you should.
Second honorable mention. Celine, Underworld. Kate Beckinsale.
Yep.
She's a death dealer, special ops kind of vampire. It was actually limited. Turns out.
Right. They don't explain that enough. Like you're left to figure that out yourself. But they are the elite of soldiering.
I think after the first one, just that whole coven just went down, and there are no more death dealers. It's just weird. But she's pretty badass, but she's an honorable mention because it feels like she's cheating because she got Corvinus blood in her veins. So she's the ultimate badass.
To a ridiculous extent.
Yeah. Third honorable mention, Violet. True Blood.
So hot.
Carolina Wydra. Yeah, if you are hers, you best stay hers, or she'll torture and kill everyone you love. She didn't make it. She didn't make the cut because she too had feelings for a human that were a little too strong, and I think that's what got her killed.
Ono hates romance and romantic love.
I
So do not die at the same time, people.
Romance
or you
with
will
vampires.
be off his list.
Yeah, don't. So impractical. It's unbelievable. God.
So for mine, honorable mention. Did I give my number 2?
Yeah, what's that?
What's that? Yeah, big time. Well, for my honorable mentions, Nosferatu.
Oh, silent film Nosferatu.
Yes, the scariest, creepy-looking vampire who also looks like a rapist. He's like a mongoloid
Sure.
with long-ass fingers and nails.
Long nails. That's a characteristic of a vampire.
Like maybe back then, but I mean right now it just looks like a creeper, raper. And now that I know he's a vampire, it can do even worse.
Ugh.
Played by Max Schreck.
Oh, okay.
Angelus. For fans of the Angel Show and Buffy.
Ooh, over my head.
Well, me and Ono had this one song called Black Love Lost, and that's about...
Wow.
Yeah,
About her?
Yeah, well, about when Buffy and Angel had their love thing, and then Angel lost his soul again, and then he came like the fucking killer bad guy in season 2. So that's why the song got written. And number 3, Celine. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I feel maybe a half a ding, 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 or whatever. Yeah. So number 1, bro.
Number 1. Can you guess? All right. It has to go to Eric Northman. True Blood.
Man, we're gonna ding in fucking twice in a row.
Alexander Skarsgård. I like the True Blood rules. The older you are, the stronger you are. But you don't have to
I like that he's a little gay for Godric.
Godric. Well, didn't Godric say like, I'm your father, I'm your brother, I'm your lover, or something?
He did.
Yeah.
But I'm focusing on the lover part because that was the part that I was like,
Well, I mean, they don't actually like kiss or anything.
Yeah, not him and Godric, but him and the sister, right?
The sister, yes.
Getting it fucking on.
Jesus. But what makes Eric so special is he was like a Viking king in his former life. And
Well, heir.
he kind of, yeah. Oh, yeah, right. He was heir to it. But he stayed true to that kind of lifestyle.
He's Beowulf that came a fucking vampire.
Right. He's merciless, didn't care too much for humans. With the exception of a few key characters. And he took his sheriff position as serious as you can be.
But yeah, a little bit of man crush on Eric Northman. That's my number 1 too.
Ding, 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 ding. Well, these are our ultimate badass vampires. If you think otherwise, let us know, because I don't think... Or, sleep. I don't know what vampires say. Good night. Or...
Good night. Hey! You are robbing the cradle.
Oh, you're great. Yeah, they get a special honorable
Witness
mention.
me.
They're not like badass in this context,
Notice me.
they're a lot cooler though. They're pretty chill.
Yeah, I feel like What We Do in the Shadows didn't turn up.
Yeah, because we were picking merciless. They just will shame you if they think shame on you.
They are hilarious.
Shame. Yeah. Anyway. Senno 6.
No one from the Twilight series?
You're joking, right?
No, they didn't make the cut.
Sure, whatever. Alright, let's start closing. Wrap this burrito to go.
Once again, thanks for stopping by and checking out today's show. Check out past episodes on iTunes and please subscribe if you haven't already. Do tell a friend about the podcast, and you'd be doing a hell of a favor for us if you'd kindly leave a review on iTunes. Even berate us, whatever's, but do rate us. Even if it's a 1-star, we'll just come and kill you. Do check us out on Twitter. We are at cynical_mass.
That's CINECAL_MASS. Same goes for Instagram and Facebook. Please do check out our YouTube channel. We've got a bunch of playlists and also past episodes along with trailers on there too. Just search Nekko Media. That's NEKKO. And if you'd like to get into contact with us with any questions or comments, recommendations, general correspondence, anything at all, shoot us an email, cinephiles and cenobites
Or be our Valentine's date.
gmail.com.
That's us.
Yeah. We're also on Tumblr at cinephiles-cenobites.tumblr.com. Please check back next week for our next episode. That's on first Monday of February.
I feel like you're being fancy, like Brandon said. Most people would have just said dash. Cinephiles dash Cenobites. Anyway, shout out to the Slashtag pod and family, Slashtag movie pod squad. John and Rachel Don't Go Down That Road, Brandon and the homies at Basement Condition, Chris and the Iowa boys at Bud's Beers Brutality, showing off John and his new cast now in Technicolor, Cult 45 podcast, dope show Ono just turned me on to, and all of the homies out there in the podcast verse. Respect. I'm Mox, reminding you to stay raiding Oakland. Fuck moving to Vegas. Does that sound legit? The Las Vegas Raiders? That's the silliest piece of nonsense I've ever heard.
Sounds catchy. Kind of like the LA Chargers.
That sounds stupid as well.
Yeah, thanks again for checking out today's episode. I'm Onofre on the tweets at ThisIsOno. That's ThisIsOhno. Please check out my music podcast, takingtheleadmedia.com, on Twitter at TTLM Podcast. Some cool themed episodes coming up real soon. Also, my gaming channel, search on YouTube, Give Me Seconds, on Twitter at Give Me Seconds. Our Speedrun Thursdays are back on, and some new things coming up for that channel as well. Please check it out.
Check it out.
Broadcasting from the Blood Cave for Nekko Media, this has been another episode of Cinephiles and Cenobites, member of the Slashtag Pod family and the Movie Pod Squad. For Mox and Ono and myself, Annika Pussyfoot. Keep those lights on and check under that bed, because there is only one universal truth. No lives matter. That means you.
We have candy.
This is a Nekko Media podcast.